Hey guys, I'm here today to talk to you guys about something very important. Well, it's about my daughter's Emma. Some of you already knew. She was really struggling to strive a little, and we had a lot going on for the past 3 years. It's been really hard figuring out what's going on and why not with her with the whole vomiting and what's going on. So we finally got the test result back after 3 years, and kind of excited. I kind of know what's going on, and the reason I'm pretty much doing that video is kind of to help other people that's going through the same thing. So you don't have to wait for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years to figure out what's going on with your kids if your kids are sick. So it's to kind of give you a heads up what's going on, how I can help other parents that's going through the same problems. First of all, my daughter, she was born, everything was great. She was 8 pounds, exactly 8 pounds. Everything was great. After I brought her home, I noticed like a week or two, she was vomiting, nonstop vomiting, every day vomiting, every meal's vomiting. So I finally decided to take her to the doctor. They keep switching the formula, give her different ones, and she keep vomiting. That's going till about, I would say, 9 months. And I realized she was very thin and she wasn't eating, she was crying. So I finally decided to take her to the emergency room. And finally, they kept her there for like a month, I would say. And then it was hard. All they were doing is switching the formula. They didn't know what was wrong with the baby. So we finally found a formula that was okay with her, finally got sent home. And I would sit there all night long, changing her, doing things all over again. She's still vomiting and still crying nonstop. So finally decided it was very stressful. I pray about it. I cry about it. It was a really hard time in my life. Finally, I was prompted to try something else. I tried a can of black beans. Finally, she didn't vomit that night, and the next morning, I woke up, I throw away all the formulas, so I start making my own formula. So I start getting all the natural food and beans, and with the help of my neighborhood, they advised me to add avocados or different kind of sources of food I can add in there. And I'll feed her for a while. I fed her. After 3 months into it, she was able to roll around and sit and start doing normal thing that little baby does. I finally went back to the doctor to check with her. He was asking me, so she's doing great. So what exactly, has been doing? Is the new formula working for her? And I said, no, actually it didn't. She was still vomiting. So I actually creating my own formula. So in my own mind, I'm thinking maybe he was going to help me or support me for what I was doing. And after I told him exactly what I blend and how I fed my baby and how she's doing great, and he was telling me that, oh, really? Do you think all the little avocados or little rice, whatever you're blending, is not going to help her? We need to put the tubes inside of her stomach to feed her more. And I told him, well, if something not sitting right in your stomach, it makes you vomit. I mean, it's just common sense. That's just what I thought it was. But he didn't see it that way. He wanted to put the tubes on her. And at that point, I realized I am the only one that could save my daughter at that point. And I just took her home. Thank you for her service. And I actually take off. So anyway, so when I get home and I kept feeding her. After 6 months, she starts sitting down in her normal positions and start crawling, trying to crawl, and all kind of therapy with her at that point. I finally met one of the doctors that's from Europe. And I explained to her exactly what was going on. And she's finally sent me to do a test. A test called, let me see, one second, just bear with me. Okay. This test is the IgG test. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe it's upside down. I don't know. It's like an IgG test. I for India, double G's for girls. Anyway, so I finally got the test result back and find out that she was actually couldn't tolerate casein. She couldn't tolerate, she was gluten-free. She couldn't tolerate corn or soy. So either way, those formula, whatever inside of formula, I know they have all that inside of formula. So that could have killed her. At the long run, if she kept eating those, she could actually die from that. So it was a good thing. I kind of stay away from that and start feeding her naturally. And along the way, I found other things that I could do to make her feel better and everything. But the reason that I show that is because if you see like your child having a problem, like vomiting a lot, I would not suggest you stay longer. Because the longer you do, it just make it more worse for your baby to grow or something going on. You have to address it really fast. So this IgG test is a very good test. If your baby is vomiting, they could kind of tell you what is wrong, what kind of food that you can't tolerate, or what kind of food the baby can't tolerate in their system, which one is making them sick, things like that. So that way you know what's going on with your baby. So let's just go back to the test result. After 3 years of going back to genetics, they did 8 or 9 tests. All of them come out negative. Okay, so basically, after a while, the doctor said, okay, we could only do one last test and that'll be it. We can't test anymore. I couldn't find anything wrong with your baby, so on. So afterwards, they finally did a test that called exome sequence with syndromes. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's called exome sequence. So anyway, that kind of test is where they test for my blood, my husband's, and hers. So they kind of put them together and do that. So when that test come out, that takes pretty much 16 weeks to come out. When it does, so they will tell you what's going on with the DNA or something going on. Well, this kind of syndrome, they find out she had a DDX3X syndrome. Double D's like for dog, 3X for X-ray. So it's a kind of syndrome. It's not coming from me or from my husband. It's something that she developed while she was in my stomach, which is really rare, and the doctor can't understand what's going on. Why is it happening? But that did happen to her. So I didn't know. Okay, we just find out. Part of me, yes, I'm very excited that I know what's going on. What's my next steps? How can I help her to be better? You know, things like that. But part of me wish that I knew, or somebody would know what's going on, or somebody have that kind of experience to kind of tell me, you know, what to look out for. What's the sign? You know, if your child is struggling, if they're not developing the way they're supposed to, or if they're vomiting too much, or if something really going on, you should know. Or if they're kind of allergy with some food or something going on, that's when you should go for the next steps and get that test done. Okay, get it done as soon as you can. I tried to share that video a very long time ago, but I wasn't mentally ready for it. Test came out last month, like I told you guys, but it takes me a while to think about it. What I'm gonna say, how I'm gonna help somebody else. What, you know, how to get it all on the table, how to get it, how to work with it, and what's going on, so on. Anyway, so the point of this is that if you find your baby struggling like that, get them tested. And I wish I would have done that very super early, because of her vomiting too much. That kind of left her with not walking yet, not talking, and more like of her brain was super dehydrated. So finally get some food in there. Now it's growing in a slow process, but she's doing great. She called her name. She called mom. She called dad. That's pretty good. And so far, so good. So now we know what to do. And with this kind of illness, it's a part of her messing up in her side of her intestine and her stomach, that kind of messing up her brain as well. So with that said, she'll be really and kind of slow average with kids going to school. But everybody's different, you know. She might pick up things really late and everybody else. She might learn how to talk very later age than everybody else. But I'm okay with that. It's fine. I love my daughter. She's very great. And we're all good. You know, we're doing good. And I'm just so glad I can share that with you guys. And I love you guys. All my friends are watching. I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So if you know somebody that going through the same thing, or if the child don't know what's wrong with your child, um, pass along that message. You know, that can kind of help out. Get some of those tests done. Don't wait too late, because if you do, that can have a very bad effect or impact in your child brain, and which you don't you don't want that. It's a lot going on, but with time, we'll see what she does. I'll keep you guys as well updated on what she does and when. And I know she starts school, which is great. She's learning. And I'm very grateful to have her in my life. Kind of taught me to be patient, be myself, be a good mom. And I'm doing what I can do. And I wish you guys the best. And thank you for listening. And I'll see you again. I'll try to come up with more videos. But my friend actually from the therapy program, she told me I should talk about this so that way I can help other people. But some of you guys know I'm not a good kind of talking in front of people type of thing. But I mean, I'm not shy either. That's the thing. But anyway, thank you for watching. You guys have a good day. Bye.